Have you ever seen someone taken from their home, their family, their community, and felt that deep ache in your chest that says, this isn't right? Are you scared to walk down the street because of the color of your skin? Right now, across the United States, families are being torn apart by deportations. Children are watching their parents disappear. Communities are losing teachers, workers, and caregivers, neighbors who've built their lives here. And even those who remain live with the constant threat that they could be next. I know many of these people. They're kind, they're generous and warm, loving people, and possess many traits that white America can use more of. They're not criminals, but what they're met with is called racial trauma. It's not just what happened in the past, it's what's happening now. Racial trauma is the emotional and psychological harm caused by racism, xenophobia, and systemic violence. And it leaves scars that stretch across generations, and it shows up in people's bodies as hypervigilance, anxiety, chronic illness, and more. It shows up in their minds as fear, numbness, and depression. It shows up in their communities as silence, as grief, and distrust of institutions that were never built to protect them. My name is Carrie, an art therapist with 24 years of experience, and I've dedicated my career to helping Native Americans and other marginalized communities rewire from racial trauma. I recently moved to Mexico, where I'm working with the Mexican government to implement trauma treatment programs to address the urgent need of providing mental health services for traumatized deported Latinos. What is currently going on in the U.S. is a symptom of a deeper, long-standing pathology. Let's be clear, the trauma of deportation is not just about borders, it's about identity, belonging, and humanity. The United States was founded on stolen land. It was stolen from Native Americans and from Mexico. How could a land that was discovered, how could it be discovered when it was already inhabited by millions of people already existing there for thousands of years? The history and energetics of the United States originated with greed, racism, and genocide. I would have hoped that after centuries of colonization, that these egregious behaviors would have improved. But what we are seeing is the pervasive and systemic impacts of intergenerational racism. Yes, intergenerational racism. But it's not just racism. When entire populations are treated as disposable, when immigrants and indigenous people are criminalized for existing, that's not just policy. It's violence. It's violence, and it's pathological in nature. Healing intergenerational racism requires and warrants a whole different conversation. But we're talking about racial trauma here, and healing racial trauma is possible. And at Startup Art Therapy, we specialize in intergenerational and historical trauma, the kind rooted in colonialism, racism, displacement, and cultural erasure. We work with those who carry these wounds: refugees, migrants, Native Americans, Latinos, Blacks, and all underserved communities. Through culturally grounded, trauma-informed art therapy, we create spaces where people can tell their stories, release the pain that they've been forced to carry, and reconnect with their identity with pride and not shame. Because healing racial trauma is not just about survival. It's about belonging. It's about justice. At Startup Art Therapy, we don't just help people survive, we help them rise. So I'm here to help you. If you're interested in working one-to-one with me, I'm opening 3 exclusive slots. And you can be waitlisted for my 12-week art therapy trauma recovery group, where we are going to be talking about a lot of the things that are going on and have a global rewire. So I'm here to help you. Let's rewire together. Let's come together as a community, heal the people, heal the planet.